Hello, everybody. I just had a really awesome meditation Friday night. I'm feeling revved up, and I would love to share some stuff that's kind of been floating around in my mind with you. So, my question for you is, do you notice any of these behaviors in yourself? Some of the behaviors being procrastinating, avoiding what you know you need to get done, avoiding it like the plague. No matter how large, how simple, how trivial it might be, you're just avoiding it. And it's not really clear why. There's no real reason why. It's like, it's so easy. Why wouldn't I just do it? I don't get it. Whereas by not doing it, the after effects, which invariably come, are far, far, far worse than whatever it is to just bite the bullet and get it done. Or do you find that you'll do something, for example, let's say you have a big term paper due or some sort of report, or for me it would be like a painting that I have to do, and then I won't ever look at it again. I just can't look at it. I can't revising. Ugh, no. Somebody else can revise that. I am not looking at it again. Another example might be doing things that you know that you're not perfectly suited for, like it's not totally your strength, it's not where your heart is, it's not really what you love. And so ultimately when the outcome of it is like, so, you're kind of like, well, I only half-assed it anyway, or like I'm really not that gifted in that area, so whatever. If any of those things sound familiar to you, well, first of all, you're not alone. Welcome to the club. And second of all, I just kind of thought I would share with you something that I've started to understand about myself through meditation and other self-work like life activation about why I'm sabotaging myself in these ways. And it's not always as straightforward as you'd think it would be. So for me, I realized that all of these symptoms in my life were actually manifestations of a single problem. Or not really a problem, but a way of being with myself. And it's actually a pretty common term that you will, when you hear it, you'll be like, yeah, duh. But that's often applied to people that are very overtly overachieving, are very type A personality. They have their schedule out and it's crammed all full and they've got everything all organized and they're on top of everything. Yeah, perfectionists. I was decidedly not going to be a perfectionist. I let my house be a little bit messy. I let things be sort of casual. I was not a perfectionist. And yet when I really looked at why I was not doing the things that I knew that I wanted to be doing, or I wasn't giving them all, the only answer that was there was that I wanted to be perfect. When I took my first stab at a painting or a paper or whatever it was, I could never go back and look at it again because I knew it wouldn't be perfect. And when time came for me to sit down and to do these works that I knew had to get done no matter how big or how small, it was hard for me to do because I knew I wouldn't do them perfectly. And so I would put them off and put them off and put them off until I even had an excuse. Oh, now I couldn't have done it perfect because I only did it in XYZ amount of time. I couldn't have done it perfectly because that's not really where my strong suit is. Oh, well, yeah, I mean, nobody revised it. I didn't look at it again. Then I don't even have to look at the imperfections. So what do you do with that when you realize that you've been carrying around like a top secret strain of perfectionism? What do you do with that? I was talking to a client today, and we were talking about bringing the mind in to the heart, integrating so that the heart can become a center of synthesizing your whole being, not just your emotional life of impulsive reactions, but moving into a space that's also governed by the mind, spontaneous being. So you're not overthinking, but you're also not irrational and impulsive. How can we meld those two together? And it was pretty clear she's into science, so it was pretty clear how we could bring the mind in. That baby loves to come in, even when it's not asked, you know. Oh, I have some thoughts on that. Oh, you do? Thank you. Shut up now. But how, she asked me, how do I bring the heart into the mind? And that got me thinking for a moment. And I wondered. And I realized something, you know, the mind gives us truths. It gives us facts. So in our perfectionist habit, we know that the truth is going to be it's not perfect. It just really, it's almost impossible. It really can't. It really can't be. And yet that truth is so hard for us to bear, that mental truth. And why is it so hard for us to bear? Maybe because it's not balanced out with the heart. So what does it mean to look at the truth? It's not perfect. I messed up. I'm not perfect. But instead of having only that severity of the truth and only the severity of the mind, can't we bring in the heart and balance that? And what does that look like? And I thought about it. And my answer to her is that's forgiveness. So what is perfectionism? Perfectionism is striving to be perfect, but knowing that you really can't be, and not being able to bear the truth of that. And why is the truth unbearable? Why is that truth so unbearable? Maybe because you can't forgive yourself for being imperfect, or accept yourself and your imperfections. Both of those things coming from the heart, not a mental acceptance, not a mental forgiveness, but something really felt. I feel forgiveness for myself, for learning, for not being perfect the first time. Because you can't be perfect the first time, or even the second time, or even the third time, or ever. Actually, you can't really ever be perfect. And yet we expect that of ourselves. We demand that, we want that. And, you know, maybe there isn't anything wrong with wanting that. But when push comes to shove, and we've created something in the physical and we see it, guess what? It's not going to be perfect. And that's really okay. It's really okay. Actually, it's really okay. How do we acknowledge that it's okay? How do we bring our heart into that truth? What we know, oh, there was a spelling error over there, and oh, I really should have said that. Okay. Yeah, maybe you should have. Yeah, you know what the truth is? Maybe you should have. Maybe that would have been better. But can you bring your heart in? Can you accept it? Can you forgive yourself? And why? Why? So that you can stop sabotaging yourself by demanding something that's impossible. So that you can start acting, even if it's a little bit messy, even if you're blundering, so that you can start getting into action in your life and doing what you want to be doing. That you can allow yourself to give yourself wholeheartedly to projects that you love and do it imperfectly. So those are my thoughts for you all. I hope you enjoyed my video, and have a good night.